You're off to a good start. You're a little wound up already.
Oh,
this
buddy,
morning.
I'm giddy. Tis the season, man.
What's got you
Spring
giddy
has
already?
sprung.
Yes?
Yes, the breeding season is here. The essence is in the air. And we got a call last night, a raccoon in an attic.
No, most people, in their job, it's like, oh, I got a call tonight. I got to run in and do surgery or whatever it may be, a doctor on call or something like that.
Well,
you're the same type of thing.
And it's funny you relate me to a doctor because I am a doctor. I mean, it's no coincidence that you went there with me.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just fitting. It's fitting that I'm the doctor of the wildlife, of the natural world. Of nature.
You're like Dr. Doolittle on acid.
Yeah, I tried that once.
Yeah, he can talk to the animals. They have no idea what the hell he's saying because it's going so fast.
Right. Yeah. But yeah, raccoons and attics, man. Here we go.
So what is this? This is the common time to find this. Is an attic a real? Is that like the Motel 6 for raccoons? Is that one of the more common places you're going to find them?
Way better than a Motel 6. I'm talking Taj Mahal.
Really?
For the raccoons. It's climate controlled. It's got all this dense, fluffy stuff that they can have their babies in and poop all over in your attic. And, dude, it's absolutely perfect. They don't get rain. They don't deal with wind. They just got their litter of kits in there, and they do life.
Okay, I want to bring up something you mentioned before we jumped in. Now, this is the time of the year when a lot of people start to hear things.
Right.
But that doesn't necessarily mean that this is the start of something. You could have had something up there for quite some time.
It's funny you bring that up. He has recently, this gentleman called me, said, we had something in our attic. I called another pest control company. They said we need to clean out the attic because feces everywhere. The other pest control company happens to only deal with bugs, which I respect. I mean, dude, I'm all about it. You do it, I'll do me. Mm-hmm. And they got up there. They also do insulation, and they got up there and started cleaning out all this insulation. They ran into a fur ball in the corner that looked back at them and hissed.
Okay, that was not just a fur ball.
Here's your sign.
Yeah.
Here's your sign. So they come bailing out of there and said, you got bigger problems. You need to call somebody. There's a big animal up in there. We're not doing anything else until you get it out. So he managed to find me, and we went and evaluated the situation. And with the pitch of the roof and where she was, I seen her in there. I was like, yeah, I've had some hand-to-hand combat with mother raccoons before. 3, to be exact. I mean, I can recall 3 occasions.
Okay.
It was not fun. A lot of adrenaline. A lot of adrenaline.
Yeah. I can't imagine.
Yes, it was good. But I don't want to do it anymore. Not that way. I'm getting older. I'm not as agile and quick as I used to be. So we're going to do things the safe way. And
you mean the smart way?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, good point.
That's not always been your forte.
No. I'm an adrenaline junkie, man.
I know you are. Which actually is one of the scarier things about hanging around with an adrenaline junkie is it can be a little hard on your health.
It can. It has been.
Yeah.
It has been. But we decided, you know what? I'm not going to go hand to hand with her. We're going to set up a positive set on the roof where she comes in and out.
What's a positive set
trap? In the state of Colorado, we are by law have to use live traps. So what I did was I took a live trap up on the roof, put it in front of the hole she was coming in and out of, wired it all in so it forces her to go through the trap to get out. So it's a positive set. She has no choice but to go through this. Now, the way these traps are, and we utilize Comstock traps. I do want to plug in on that. Jim Comstock, one of the best trap builders out there, and you can get his line through a lot of the big companies. Very expensive, but hands down, best traps on the market, man.
And you've gone through, you've tried everything up to this until you found that, and then this is it. This is what you've been looking for in your line of work.
This is what we got, and we have traps out there. I kid you not, Brian. We have Comstock traps out there for every species of animals that we trap because we're very trap specific. I want to get rid of your problem, not everything that comes along. So we're very bait and trap specific. And again, what Jim has done, mastered with his traps, falls in line with Colorado state law and statutes of utilizing live traps that are humane and ethical, capture the animal without hurting the animal. I mean, it's absolutely brilliant. But we set this positive set trap. He called me 6:15 this morning, said, I don't know how you do it, but you got a fur ball on the roof. There you go, man. So we went over, we pulled her off. I evaluated her in the garage, and it didn't feel right. It wasn't right. I mean, she wasn't lactating. She wasn't bagged up. I said, this don't. So went up in the attic, evaluated, searched, and turns out, after we got more information from the folks that were cleaning out the attic, they said there was feces everywhere. She'd been hibernating in there. That was her winter home. She didn't have pups yet. She didn't have kids. She just that was her home, hibernating. So she'd been in there all winter long.
So was the potential she was going to start attracting males?
Oh yeah. Tis the season, man. Yeah. The smell was in the air. I could smell it. I won't tell you why or how I know that, but yeah. No, she was close.
Yeah.
She was close, yeah.
Well, you talked about going up there and the guy had found, a pile of poop up there and this kind of stuff. It makes everyone should think about their own crawl space in their own attic.
Yep.
Now, I know that I have a crawl space that goes up through my closet in my bedroom.
Right.
And then across. How often should somebody eyeball that area and take a peek up there? I mean, just do it every year?
I would say once a year, but the most important part is doing a walk around on your house once a week. Again, you don't need to know you don't need to know a soffit, a gable vent, a roof vent. You don't need to know the terminology. You just need to become familiar with what you see on a weekly basis so that all of a sudden, if this time of year, if there's a few shingles that are tore up and hanging off, something ain't right there. I need to get somebody to come out and check this out. Just because something ain't right. Now, if you call a roofer comes out and looks and goes, yeah, you got a huge hole in your roof and there's something inside. Well, then you can proceed with what you need to do next. But it's that walk around every day. Yeah, you should look up in your attic once a year, I'd recommend. Yeah. Just once a year and see what you see on top of the insulation. Bats, you're going to see what you think is mouse poop. It's bat feces. Bats are getting in, hanging up in your attic. Potentially it's a bachelor or nursery colony. And you got that feces on top of your insulation. If you see what looks like mouse feces on top of your insulation, you've got bats. You've had bats in the past. So other signs, big turds. You've had a raccoon in there. Another thing, just getting up in there, looking around and looking at the light sources. If you do it during the day, you can see the light coming through your attic vents.
Any kind of
all
opening.
Of a sudden, you may see a light over in an area and go, wait a minute, there's no... That don't look right. You need to look at it from the outside. And then that may, just familiarize yourself with your home, top to bottom. Start doing it once a week so you get in a routine. Then you can spread it out once a month as we get mid-late summer, and don't worry about it in the winter.
I want to emphasize something that Scott says all the time, but it's really, really true that most of us are programmed to just look down or at our own eye level.
It's human nature. We never look above our eye level, man. We don't.
We don't, unless there's a plane in the sky or you see somebody's pointing up there.
Right.
For the most part, when you're looking at your home, too, one of the last things you're going to notice is up top.
Right.
Checking the trees, looking. Scott's got me trained, so it's one of the first things I do now when I go somewhere.
When you're coming down the road, when you're coming down the road, you look at your house from a distance because you got a different perspective. You're evaluating your roof as you're coming up to your house. I mean, how many people, pay attention to this, watch your neighbors when they get home. How many people are looking at their key to find the key to unlock the door, or they're on the phone looking for their key, Or they're just in a hurry 9-0 to get to that door to put their hand on that. Nobody looks up. Slow your roll. Roll, man.
That's a good way of putting it, too.
Slow your roll, man. Take a look. Look around. Stop for a minute.
By the way, it is a Mike in the Mountain.
Yes,
I forgot
it
to
is.
mention that.
Are we
It's
on?
yeah. We're just getting ready to get started.
Okay.
Brian, Gary, and Scott Cisco here.
Right.
You know,
yeah.
I've got a few questions because it's one of those days where I want to learn some stuff from you.
Oh yeah, come on.
Okay, because I hadn't been able to sleep the last few nights, and I sit up and I watch wildlife shows.
Yes.
You know, but last night I'm watching a situation where they had trapped a bobcat. Bobcat had been wandering around some guy's land, and they put out what is called a have a heart trap.
Yeah.
What explain that one to me, because it looked a little bit different.
Yeah, so they are. A lot of them they got the same general idea. There's a pan that's in the back of the trap that they step on and shuts the door behind them. Have a hearts are good for certain species. Bobcats, I would say they're probably fine because bobcats are pretty chill animals. They're not going to freak you out. I had a guy that called me up and said, I need your help. He said, I got a raccoon that I trapped in a have-a-heart, and I'll show you what's left of the have-a-heart, but I need you to bring one of your traps and trap him because he's still coming every night and getting in my dog food. And this was on a farm. And the guy had his dog food in a trash can with a lid over it with a bungee on it. But this raccoon, I'll tell you why he was able to get into what he did to the trap. The have-a-heart trap was a rectangular trap. Mm-hmm. It was round. There was blood all over it. This raccoon, have-a-heart was no match for a raccoon.
Really?
I do not recommend have-a-hearts for raccoons. Man, there are too many. The gaps in the wire are too wide. I don't like. They've got a nice metal pan where the handle is to protect your hand. But man, raccoons are versatile, man. Those hands, they can use every bit as good as we use our hands for. I mean, they are very,
I'm just
very
looking
good.
at the raccoon on the wall with the fingers the way they're spread out and so forth. They can get through things.
They're incredible. And their claws, if you look at their claws under a microscope, so they've got this claw, but on the end, at the very tip of the claw, there's a barb like on your hook. Oh. They got a barb on the end.
Do they really?
Yeah, man.
Oh, dude, I didn't know that.
They're incredible. They're incredible.
I know about a fishing hook barb and getting that stuck
Same thing.
Same
thing, man. They got the ability, when they reach out and snag, it's almost better than a cat.
Really?
Because they've got that barb, they hook and pull whatever it is right to them, man.
They're engineered well, aren't they?
Mm-hmm. Well, something I want to add to that too, Scott, is they're, because of that in their hands, they're pretty destructive. Oh. So they're the types, compared to bobcats, they are trying to get out with, like, their life dependent on it, quite literally.
The bobcat seemed chill in there.
Well, no, it does. And the bobcat, again, let's think about the paw, the biology of the makeup of the animal. You know, they got a cat paw with claws that extract when they push it out. Mm-hmm. Raccoons, again, their paws. I mean, you want to look up something cool. Look up and compare a raccoon paw to a cat paw. Look it up online. Man, they are absolutely incredible. And here's the cool part. People think that raccoons wash their food.
Yeah, you always see that.
Yeah.
You always see the video footage. And,
You know what it really is? Water increases the sensitivity in their paws for them to put it underwater, and they're feeling. They're literally looking around, watching for predators, but their eyes now transfer into their paws almost, as they're feeling what it is, how to open it, where to bite. And
really?
They're not washing it.
It's a texture thing.
It's a sensation. It's increasing the sensitivity in their paw for them to figure out what they have and how they need to eat it. Way cool, man. Raccoons
that ain't washing it.
No, raccoons are so cool, man.
It's like me with a crab leg, where I hold it for a long time and figure out how the hell do I get into this thing,
right.
you know? And I'm putting it on.
You go get the chainsaw.
Yeah. Finally, honey.
Oh, and she's a nutcracker.
Yeah.
She'll crack the claws.
You've met.
She scares me. I'm not scared of too many things, but bugs and your wife.
That's
Love you, Kaya.
yeah,
I do.
that's
I love
funny.
you.
No, I need to rag on you for a second. Here we are, over a month
Please do.
into it, and you still ain't fixed your damn chair.
Oh,
You come in
I
here
thought-
every week. By the way, this is podcast number 55.
It is?
Yes, and for
We
about
did this 55 times?
Yeah, I know.
Wow.
That's what she said.
We're getting broke
But
in.
but I swear, for the last 5, you've come in and I got to fix this damn thing. I got to fix my Harley chair.
Like every good
Come on.
1957 panhead
Yes.
chair,
It takes.
if it's not leaking oil or vibrating or something's about to fall off, it just ain't a Harley, man. So I'm going to
Scott,
fix it.
No,
something's
actually-
already fallen off. That's the thing.
Well, it hasn't yet.
No, if you have a Harley, you know that no matter
Yes, you
what,
do.
whatever the situation is, it will be at least $100.
Yes, because that's
Because
what it is.
HD stands for $100.
I'm saving
So that's
up.
what. Yes.
I'm saving up to fix it.
Just to fix that
Yeah,
screw
just-
is going to be $100.
Probably, yes.
Because you need an official Harley screw with the little logo on the end. Yeah, that's it.
Oh, yes, I do.
Well, I hope someday we do well enough where you can fix your
Well,
damn
yeah.
chair. Go keep catching them morning coons, would you? Someday we're going to afford gas for the truck
Yeah.
and a screw for your chair.
And I got to reach back and lift up on my license plate because it's...
You're
gotta-
drooping?
Yeah, I got to tighten that. But saddlebags are on tight. And the beer holder here.
Sometimes
beer holder's on
Scott's
good.
tail gets caught on that license plate. You should see some of the videos.
That's
That is my tail.
why we ain't wearing the vest with the gator tail
well,
down
I
it.
had to suit up this morning. I had to look a little more presentable. I don't know why.
Yeah, you look like you just went to church.
Yeah,
This is
no,
different
I did.
for you.
I did.
You did?
Well, I had church with a raccoon. No, we
I
videoed
should have
it.
known.
I had a really great conversation with her. At one point, I had to get her. I'm like, hey, I'm talking to you. Stop looking at him. And she did. She turned back to me, and we finished our conversation. And I let her know that this is unacceptable. You can't be here.
Check out the Facebook and Instagram, everybody. Cisco and Dewey, Noco CG. You'll see that.
Most excellent.
Oh yes.
I mentioned I was staying up late watching wildlife shows, and I'm watching one where they were talking about the surprising amount of animals that were thought to be extinct
I've been seeing a bunch of that pop up.
that have been starting to that they're discovering
Yeah.
long thought extinct animals.
Right.
Which I've often wondered. I've always thought that under the sea, especially,
Oh yeah.
there are things under there
They need to
long
stay
thought.
there.
Yes,
Them do. Yeah, that's another thing I ain't down with, man.
Yeah, I know.
I ain't down with the ocean, man. I ain't down with
But I firmly believe there's prehistoric type creatures or things thought
absolutely.
long gone that still exist down there.
No, I think Nessie and Bigfoot are still here.
And they're
I
doing
do.
it.
I do.
That's right.
Yeah. And something about a monkey fish frog or something. I heard my brother's hung up on this monkey fish frog thing I didn't know
That
where he
sounds
found
like
that.
the
That was,
off-birth of the
monkey
offspring of one
fish
of
frog,
those.
yes.
I don't know what
Yes.
off-birth is.
No, I don't either. It's an off-birth. Yeah, no, you nailed it. It's an off-birth.
Okay, I meant it then. That's
I'm just waiting for them to get Scott's ancestors down in the ocean as well, too. Turns out he was an actual ocean person.
well, we know that. I
asked.
asked the other day on Facebook, where were you born? And he chimes in the swamp.
The swamp.
That was, that was
Yeah.
which
Yeah.
cypress tree?
Well, I could show you. I'll show you sometime.
You'll
It's
show
hard to
me.
explain.
It is. You got to know your way around.
You gotta know. It's back by the tangerine tree, across from the pear tree. Yeah, well,
Just
yeah.
down from that extinct bird.
I don't know. I
That's
think
it.
they may have plowed that all under now, and now it's houses. I think it may be all gone. My home. I was the only cracker Mobley sitting up in a tangerine tree, eating tangerines with macaques. They'd come in, and it was cooler than cool, man. It was cooler than cool, man. I mean, we didn't care.
You are Mowgli grown up. You
I
are
was.
not grown up, but you're Mowgli. You're a phase of Mowgli.
Now I'm Dr. Mowgli.
No, don't fall for that. Again, don't fall for that. But I'm watching this show when they had these photographers who were recreating their trip of like 15 years ago where they were going down this river. They're intense bird watchers. And they discovered an ivory woodpecker, which was something that was thought to be long extinct. And then it made this city just boom.
Oh, yeah.
You know, because word got out about the sighting of this. And then there's, you know, the woodpecker shops everywhere.
Right,
and doing
right.
all those things. And they're showing pictures of this extinct bird with the white-tipped wings and all this. And it just sticks in my head. And I'm driving here the other day. I'm rolling along and holy shit, that's an ivory woodpecker. Okay, no, that's a magpie.
Yeah, no,
but it had the white right.
Yeah, I could see how that could be mistaked. But you know, I hear about that stuff, and now I wonder with James is got us educating on this deep fake stuff. You kind of got to wonder. I mean, listen, if it's legit, dude, I'm down with it. But now I'm to the point, and I think a lot of people are in this world, man, is I got to see it to believe it.
Oh, there are more reasons to question everything than there ever were before.
Right. No, absolutely, man.
Because I've come to the conclusion that Leonardo DiCaprio did not really get attacked by that bear.
Well,
in The Revenant.
Right. No.
I think that was CGI. I think it was a deep fake.
I don't think so, Brian. I think he legitimately got hit by that bear.
You think so?
Dude, that's some superficial wounds that homeboy had, dude. He put up a hell of a fight. I will not let him be degraded like this, Brian. Don't do this to him.
No,
he earned the Oscar for that.
He did, man.
No, wait a minute. Wait a damn minute, man. That punk ass was running around in that buffalo coat like he was somebody. I had mine way before his little good-looking self on the movies thought he was all that in the buffalo coat. Man, bring it, dude.
Yeah,
I
but
had mine before that.
You gotta give him a little slack, man. Homeboy had the opportunity to be on that door in the Titanic. There was plenty of room on that door for her, and he got screwed over. So we can at least give him the benefit of this.
If we can go back to that, to Titanic and Jack and Rose.
Yes.
Rose, I'm sorry, but you were a selfish bitch. Because
no, wait a minute. I
no.
would have traded Leonardo DiCaprio for that point where the windows were steamed up in the hand.
I hear that.
Played that part.
No, I got you.
Rose was the crack-a-lacking, man.
Yeah, no, exactly.
Rose
but she
was...
had room for another person on
like
her flotation device.
Yes, she did.
He's right there. Why did he have to drift away?
Well,
Why did that have to happen?
He went straight down.
Wouldn't have happened had he hung on.
Well,
you
got on the door.
Why didn't she offer those flotation devices then?
Well, and how the boat showed up so quick right after she let him go.
It's amazing. Had he just hung another like 7-8 minutes.
That dude is down there with all the creepy eepy down in the bottom of that ocean.
All those extinct creatures.
Yeah, man, I ain't going to the ocean no more. I'm scared of the ocean.
Speaking of ocean here, though, Scott, did you guys hear about the ship that blocked the canal down in the Egypt area that has backstopped a bunch of shipping orders?
What?
Oh, you know, I just saw something on this morning. Tell me more about that.
Yeah, so the Suez Canal is basically the canal that ships use to get from one part of the world to the other without going around Africa.
Right.
Yeah, the Suez Canal.
Yeah, apparently this cargo ship got stuck and is parallel to that canal to where it's a perfect puzzle fit that is blocked
completely?
Yes, it turned out that the ship ended up losing power. It had a blackout, and unfortunately, it was the perfect storm because they had 30+ mile an hour wind, and the wind pushed this ship into a parallel sideways, ended up blocking this canal. Like ships are been blocked about 36 hours now.
So all that stuff I ordered from Amazon that's coming from China is going to be backed up.
It is backed up. Yes, that's where I saw the headline was talking about the delay in shipping. Not any other effects that this could have, but the delay in shipping that it could.
Well, yeah, we don't care about anything.
No. I don't know ecologically what it could do or anything.
Right.
When are my AirPods coming?
That's right.
I don't know. You guys start looking gas prices start going up. That's another thing that's affected by this whole thing.
$3 a gallon is what they're saying.
Yep, it's going
to get up
to. Rumors on the street, and these are rumors, strictly speculations, but we're on the street. The reason this cargo ship was heading to America from China, AA batteries.
Yeah, shut the back door.
No way.
That is the rumor on the street right now. Do you verify people? Do you check your sources as well too? But it was apparently.
So are you telling me like everywhere we go now, we ain't gonna be able to buy double A's because everybody's buying them to pirate them on?
All I know, it took my Game Boy batteries to stop an economy of this magnitude.
That's We all know if there's no double A's, this world stops.
Gosh.
This world,
This
literally, it
world
has.
completely comes to a crashing end.
Oh my Lord.
That's
What have we come to, man?
we discuss this every week. What do you mean?
right. No, and it just keeps going, man. It just really.
You think it would be 2021? You think they would have this, a fail safe, which I think they do. I think they're sending ships to a different canal or something. But to have something of this simple, just bring down the economy this hard, or the shipping, like you said, something from China or something like that.
God.
Dude,
A boat.
Oh, right.
A boat.
No, anybody who wants to mess with our economy needs to take a look at that and see, well, we've been overthinking this.
Well, and how spoiled are we Americans? That one boat full of batteries is going to throw us upside down. I mean, for real.
No, look. I've been licking 9 volts for years.
Right, I still do. I do it. Get up in the morning. It's next to my alarm clock. That's what I plug in 2 of them to kind of get the heartbeat going again.
See, I picture you with one of them huge.
A deep cell?
Yeah.
probably what caused the blackout on the ship.
In fact, I remember seeing you in that movie Deep Cell. You were good, bro.
Oh, well, yeah. Yeah.
Oh man! Hey, moment of pride. My grandson Xander comes home from school the other day.
Yeah,
he's got a big smile on his face.
Oh,
and I said
he got an A.
No, you did better than that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I said you have a good day in school. You do everything you're supposed to. Yeah. School was good, but I got a phone number.
No, he didn't.
Yeah, that's what
he was working it too.
He's standing there. He's got his hands in his pocket.
Oh,
he pulls out a little piece of paper, shows it to me. It's got the girl's name and her digits right there.
Come on now.
And he's just grinning.
Come on
he said, got her number. He was all excited, so he was down on the phone in his room. He said, "This is scary times right now."
Right.
It is. It's
the beginning.
He's 10 years old and coming home like, I got her digits.
Right. Right. Oh man. Yeah. I say that every day. A new chapter started. Like when we get, and you've seen this. You get done with a chapter of anxiety or whatever it is with your kid, and you're thinking, wow, man, thank God that. But then that same day, something else hit, and you're like, I didn't see that coming.
But there's a lot of chapters in this book.
It's every day, man.
Oh, I know it is. I know
every day. And I just thank God that most of the time I'm out chasing raccoons, or tonight we're going to be out catching ravens. I mean, yeah, I understand them. I know them. When I come home, I scratch my head and look at my kids and go, what?
See, you get to escape to wildlife.
Yeah, I do.
I'm gonna be at home watching this boy just glow and try to guide him through this part of life.
We got to give a plug out to our wives, man.
Oh, amen to that.
Listen, if Miss Jacko wasn't doing what she was doing, girl, you rocking it. You doing it, man. You keep it's a good fight. You fighting a good fight, man. So plug out to Jacko for doing what you do, because without her, I mean, my kids would be in the mountains. My kids would be in the mountains. Not that that's not a better place for them.
I was going to say.
But, my kids we'd all be in the mountains, man. We'd be deep in the Rockies.
Well,
They'd be with Flint trying to get the fire going. Yeah.
Well, shouldn't that be a class in school? Wouldn't you love to see outdoor survival or appreciating the outdoor appreciation should be a class.
Outdoor appreciation.
Yeah.
That's real.
That is real.
There's a lot of because of COVID, there's a lot of the survival stuff that's been blowing up my phone. I mean, but still people just aren't really, I mean, do you get the vibe that people just really aren't in that is not going to be a necessity? I don't. That's cool and fun, and it'll be a fun little weekend thing, but come on, really?
No,
the power's going to go out forever.
What's entertaining is watching the average person like myself suddenly think they're a survivalist?
No,
You know
that
what
is
I
a
mean?
blast. That is fun. That is fun. No, we've taken people up and up to the mountains, and the reality of being up on a mountain with nothing around, like as we're going up there, and they're asking, so how far's the closest convenience store?
Yeah,
How far are we from a hospital now?
I don't see Popeyes.
Right. Where's churches at? I mean, it is funny because people start to panic. I mean, I had one guy tell me, this is no lie, man. This kid was from New York, love him to death. But we were on our way up to the mountain, and he looked at me as he's looking around, and you could tell his anxiety's building. He goes, man, you could freaking bury a body out here and nobody'd know it. I'm like, why are you thinking like that? What's going through your damn head, man? What goes on in New York? I mean, this is a full-blown city boy.
Yeah.
And we wasn't that far out in the woods. But, man, he was scared out of his damn mind, man. He was like, okay, so you know where we're at, right? You know how to get out of here. And I'm like, I mean, the dude was just scared to death. The reality of the potential of anything happening. He's like, so how many bears and lions are up here? He's already going through. He's going to die. In his head, he is going to die.
Yeah.
It's over. It's over. But no, dude, it's a reality. And I mean, I've already told you guys, man, if something serious happens, God forbid, there is going to be a line down clear, probably to the interstate to get into my place. How many people that know me and know what I'm capable of? I mean, listen, when we had our power outage this last storm, I was in heaven. I was loving life, man.
I know you were.
I was hoping it would go longer, I was right where I needed to be, man. But so many people have told me, if anything goes down, we're coming to your house. If something goes down, I got to leave. I got to get out of here. Because everybody that I know is coming here. Yeah. I can't take care of all of you, man.
Well, I feel fortunate to have you in my life, because I know if it comes down to that survival moment,
you're gonna be chasing
I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm following your ass.
So put that in the notes. Now I got a train of people following me, so we're going to have a different escape vehicle.
Oh, we already got a plan set in place for that, Scott. Don't worry about it, man.
That's
A
okay.
couple
The
burner
IT guy,
phones.
there's probably a drone going to come over, pick me up, and just, I don't know.
You're my ticket out of here, Scott, so I need you.
Next thing I know, me and James side by side in a drone up in the air. Where are we going?
No, you don't think there's any correlation between me joining up and the world going nuts? I mean, I came here for survival, man.
That's true. I can
Figured if
see
there was
that.
ever a time for me to learn how to, take
Sure.
care of me, it's here. And what I've learned is to take care of me. It's to go to Scott's.
Right.
And just hang near him.
I know, being the old wisdom cat that you are, you still haven't become a connoisseur of the beaver. And I'm going to take you there.
No, there's many things. Again, I am.
The beaver.
Let's be straight up honest here. I've been with you for a year. I was pulled out of the corporate world. Mm-hmm. I was raised in North Dakota, but I'll be dead serious with you. I've never hunted in my life.
Right.
I mean, I have never experienced any of these things.
Right.
So you talk about green is what I'm wearing.
Right.
That's me when it comes to this stuff. Now, it's been exciting slowly, getting my feet wet and learning. The education I'm taking in is exactly what you've been trying to put forth, and what your mission is for everybody out there, is to educate, understand, and respect.
Right.
And just take it from a dude who, again, came from, this is not where I'm from. This is not my background. This was not where I had any knowledge whatsoever, but I'm getting turned on to it in a way that we all need to. The things that I'm learning, like I mentioned a minute ago, they're the things I wish I would have learned in school.
Yeah.
And I think at this point in time, everybody should. Let's look at the curriculum of what we're teaching and how much of that is really going to help you survive in the real world. And I think we all need to be better prepared for
and
that
there's so
type
many
of
variables
scenario.
for the real world, what you're talking about. I mean, there's what I do, what you do, what James does, and what we've done. But that's what's cool about us three, man, is you have taken us next level with understanding the radio, the industry, your experience, your knowledge, which is mind-blowing in itself. James continuously baffles you and I to the nth degree on so many levels when it comes to IT and shit like that. But me, I'm taking it to the roots level. what I've done for you is what I've done for James, and he is my, he's another one
He's
of my...
the pupil. He's a great
he's
shining
a
example.
Shining star, man, of a
coming
guy
from
that,
another cut.
Yeah, he had no interest in hunting, had no interest in wild game, and that's a testimony and story in itself, man, that will be told over and over about what he experienced and now where he's at with it. I mean, that's huge, man. I love it. I love what us three do, and what we're doing here in this particular part is bringing it to you guys, the people, man. And that is our goal, to take this worldwide, this understanding, to take people to the mountain, whether it be through social media or whether it be in the back of my truck, man. Hang on tight. If you're coming, you better have your monster energy drink ready when we go, because, man, do we got some stuff to show you.
We do, and I just want to talk about the power of the outdoors and nature, because in this day and age, especially right now, mental health is absolutely crucial.
Oh, yeah.
It needs to be talked about. It needs to be discussed. It needs to be addressed, and we all need help with it. Well, there is a great aid out there for you, and that is, number one, getting off your ass.
Right.
That's the first thing you've got to do. If you want to help fight a little depression or any kind of mental problems, if you get up and just get off your ass and get going right away, because you can lay there, let the world consume you, and you're beat up, you're defeated, and you haven't even gotten up yet.
Right.
But if you get up and get moving, that can be one of the greatest things. And by getting moving, get moving outside. Because what I've found is there is so much healing. There is so much that is just great for that inside that you really can't describe. That inner spirit. Which is where we really have to tap into to find that inner peace and calm our minds.
Yes.
Nature provides that in a way that I never got to experience until going with you, sitting by riverbanks, just trudging through where it looked like nobody has gone before. You know what I mean?
Right.
There is something mentally stimulating, freeing, invigorating, and uplifting about that you can't get anywhere else.
No, and you hit the nail on the head, man, with mental health. I want to expand on that. What just took place in Boulder was absolutely the most. I mean, anytime these things happen, man, that is the most horrific, discouraging. I mean, there's so many emotions that come in with this for me and everybody else, I'm sure. But one of the things I got to tell you I'm really fed up with is this. All we hear is gun control, gun control, gun control. Listen, the gun does not have a mind of its own. It has to be like any other tool run by something else to perform. It is a tool. I'm so sick of hearing gun control. Listen, I understand that we constantly need to be upgrading and bettering the laws that are in place to be more effective. But why the hell isn't anybody focusing on mental health?
Amen.
Why are we not as a country coming together and helping exactly with what you're talking about and what I do for you and people that have gone along with me to tap into this inner energy that we all have, that we can take forth and make a positive difference in this world? But nobody's focusing on that shit, and I'm fed up with it, man. I am downright defeated and downhearted that, man, nobody is focusing on the damn mental health that's going on there that we need more than anything right now. Mental health.
No, absolutely. And what I encourage is people to actually talk. Talk to your friends, talk to each other, and don't just ask how you doing. Ask, no, really, how are you doing?
Right.
And pay attention and listen. As if people know they're cared about and that somebody actually gives a shit, it makes a huge difference in their life. And we need to be more open to do that. But I'm with you. I mean, it's a very controversial topic. I mean, it's going to be, but I actually get tired of the phrase gun violence because it's not gun violence, it's human violence.
Right, it is, man. Good call. Good call, man.
People don't talk about knife violence or other types of things, car violence, vehicle violence, all the. I get it again, and I know it's a slippery slope and all, but I'm just speaking from my heart that I don't it's a human problem.
Right.
It's a human problem. We're always looking at things like you said. We can always get better. We can keep an eye on our laws, on our statutes, all these kind of things.
Right.
Be aware of them, know what they are, and review them all the time and see how it fits. But it comes down to what happened up here to make that happen.
Absolutely. And statistically, listen, you can look it up online. I've went into it. It's all over the internet. Statistically, what they're after by shutting down the AR, which is Airlight Arms, was the manufacturer and builder of the ARs, Airlight Arms. Okay, they want to shut down the ARs because they're saying they're assault rifles and they have multiple rounds magazines that they think by lowering it, listen, it has nothing to do with an AR or a multiple magazine. There has been historically more deaths by handguns, by knives, than ARs. What is the passion toward this? Is it just the hype? It's what they can market on? What is the hype with this AR nonsense, man? I don't get it. I honestly, the statistics and facts are not there showing that is what we got to get rid of. Well, when you look at the statistics, handguns have killed more people than the AR with multiple rounds.
What it comes down to is people have killed more people.
Absolutely, man.
And people will always, the sick, twisted mind is always going to find a way.
Absolutely, man.
It is, but we need to address, to me, the core of these problems and people mental health. How do you deal with that? That seems like such a big blanket thing. But I think by taking away the stigmatism of it,
and focus on the real problem.
If we as people can realize the damage you can cause by belittling people, by making them feel that it does stick.
Oh yeah.
It does hang. And if we can, being a better society definitely helps things. That's one thing we can all do is just be kinder people. But yeah, it's...
No, listen, I play more of a psychologist every day with wildlife jobs than I do the wild. I know the critters. I know what they're doing, when they're going to do it, how they're going to do it. I know that. But when I go to a job, I got to evaluate the client. Where's the client at? I got to listen to where the client's at and what's going on. I mean, some clients are like, you need to get them out and kill them sons of bitches and get rid of them. I don't want, and other clients are like, well, what kind of trap are you going to use? Is it going to harm the animal? How quick can you be here to release it in the back? Listen, if you don't listen to people, you're not going to understand what you need to do or how you need to deal with the situation. Listen.
Don't you find, you talk about this all the time, but I just want to clarify, don't you find that it is actually more predictable to figure out what animals are going to do in the animal world than it is what a human is going to do?
Oh, my golly. Night and day, Brian.
Yeah?
Night and day, man. Night and day. Two-legged wildlife, I have no idea. I have no clue. I'm always, when I come to a job to where there's a skunk in the backyard doing circles or there's raccoons in the attic, anything, and people are in a panic, the animal, I know what to do with the animal. It's what do I do with this person that's in front of me that's either tripping out, freaking out, or is just cool as all get out. And two-legged wildlife, I'll never understand. I'll never savvy.
A good chunk of that, though, Scott, to go based upon my 2 cents on that, working with you and stuff, it's like with everything else, gun control, mental illness, anything like that. It's just people are naive with what they're trying to talk about.
Good call.
It's not so much of what the emotions are, what it is. It's just you don't realize the cause and effects. As we mentioned with this gun control stuff. Yes, gun control its own entity, but it's a symptom of the bigger problem, which is the mental health issues. Just as much as the animal stuff. I know you guys want to release them, but unfortunately, the animal that you have has rabies. We can't release that creature back in. I know it sucks. And believe me, we want to take the higher road.
We don't enjoy doing it. We don't enjoy putting the animals down, man. There's no joy in that whatsoever. None. But listen, I'm under laws, guidelines. I've mastered what I do to the nth degree and will continue. But yeah, it's dealing with the folks, man. I had a lady throwing rocks at my truck because I pulled out a litter of raccoon pups in the wall of her house, of her mom's house. Her mom wanted to show her. Now, this is a 40-some-year-old woman living with her mom. And she says, I want to show my daughter. I'm expecting a little girl to come out. And I'm uneasy about, because when you're showing that, man, people, right away it taps into heartstrings, and I get it, but people don't know what to do with that. And she goes, well, what are you going to do? What are you going to do with these little baby raccoons? I said, well, they're juveniles. And what am I going to do with them? Because the mother has not been here. There's no sign of her. She probably got hit by a car. And that's why they're emaciated. They're dying. I'm going to take them and euthanize them. And she lost it on me. I mean, it was like I was the Antichrist. But again, she doesn't understand it or know it, have the knowledge in it that I do. So how is she ever going to understand or be able to do anything about that? She was throwing rocks at my damn truck.
Well, to expand on that a little bit more, Scott, it's because the effect, though, is that if you would have left the juveniles there, starvation,
right.
How long before, because we knew 100% those juveniles would have perished.
Right.
One way or another.
No, for sure.
We just want to make sure it was humanely done correctly in the most efficient way and humanely as possible, because, again, suffering is inhumane, and that's the last thing we wanted to do.
That's right, man.
And that's what people don't really understand. Again, it comes back to naiveness. They don't realize the further outcome, because we knew what happened to that mother.
Right.
No longer there.
Right.
And they were too young to fend for themselves.
Right. No, for sure. There was no way. No way.
You know, and it's kind of interesting we're talking about this, because it kind of flows into what I'm about to experience this weekend. Is it, as a animal owner,
right?
You sometimes have to make a life or death decision on your pets,
right?
And this weekend we're putting down our pug,
right?
Oprah, who's been with me for 15 years.
Wow.
She's just, you talk about the suffering thing.
Yeah.
It's, you know, as the owner of this dog, I watch people watch her when they come over, and they all kind of look at you like, ugh. You know, that's painful to watch her.
Right.
But as the owner of her, you're like, well, but I see her in the morning get excited about her treat, and I see those little glimmers that, you know, I hate to be the one to do it. I wish she would just go on her own.
Right.
But to watch her just struggle to get through a day it's painful for an owner. So, we've made the decision through that the most humane, kind thing we could do right now is to put her out of that misery, which is the hardest decision for a pet owner.
I've been there.
I mean, it is a really, really difficult choice, because you in your mind are playing God.
Right.
You know, and it's like, who am I to decide now's the time?
Right.
And who am I? Well, I'm the one that loves and cares about this animal.
Man. That's right.
You know, so Oprah, you have been the most incredible dog. I mean, 15 years of this little snorting, sneezing, you know, that pug, just pug love is something special. And she's been a great dog, but I don't know that she's even noticed anything for 2 years.
Well, and let me ask you this, because I understand, I get where you're coming from. I've been there, but scientifically, has she told you that she's in pain? Is she whining? What has she given you? Because I'm going into this because, again, people want to imprint, I get where you're coming from, but people want to imprint their emotion into what they think is going on with an animal. Again, I want to justify that. I agree with you. Yeah, I mean, I would think, I've seen Oprah. I've seen Oprah, and I'm thinking, oh my golly. I don't think she's in pain. I don't see pain. They experience and understand that on their level, and we can't communicate. But what I do see is an old dog that the quality of life has now gone, because she's blind. She can't hardly walk. I mean, the quality of life, but how many times, I go into this because I want people to be aware of it and acknowledge it, because this is one of my biggest fights with folks in places that I go to, is they want to tell me that thing was crying all night. It was in so much misery. This happened with an alligator down in Florida, that the neighbor across the lagoon was just carrying on how much pain this alligator was that was in this trap, and he was crying all night. Me and my buddy were like, have you ever heard an alligator cry? and he's done alligators his whole life. I was born in the swamps, man. I know gators. Let's try not to imprint. I understand. I know where you're coming from. I don't want to imprint the feelings, emotions of us thinking that I mean, I've seen animals with broken legs. I mean, I've seen dogs where, man, they're just as giddy and high as anything, and they're dragging their leg, or it's tore up. Or don't imprint human emotion on animals, because we don't know what they feel. I'm in agreement with you. It hurts us as humans. I mean, we got to imagine that, God, something's got to hurt. I mean, that's got to be, your joints got to be miserable. We want to imagine that. But on the other hand, respect it for what it is and look at the quality of life that animal's in. Where is it at? Is its forecast with the vet looking better, to improve, to benefit? You are making the right choice, and I honor you for that, man. I respect you full out for that. I've had to do it too. And yeah, man, what an awesome dog. What a great dog she is.
No, she's been fantastic, but you talk about pain, I see.
You see it?
I see, because she can't take more than one step at a time.
Right.
She takes one, and then you see her heaving and trying to catch her breath.
Right.
And get going. And then, well, hell, I used to do that too.
Well, that's kind of where I'm going.
Yeah.
That's where I'm going. No, I get what you're saying, man. But I think.
When you have to be lifted to go over to your food dish because you can't walk over there, when you need to be lifted to get your last leg into your bed just because, I mean, it's like 4 inches off the ground and can't do it.
Right.
When you go out to go to the bathroom and you end up going all over yourself because you can't hold yourself up.
Right.
You know, those are the things where it's like,
My thing is not that they're not feeling pain. It's just we don't have scientific. You know, I'm a science guy, fact guy, studies, statistics. I don't have, for me, the ability to. I see and want to imprint what I think they feel. But in all reality, we have no idea what they feel or what they don't feel. Am I saying they're not having pain? No, not at all. They could be.
Well, to expand on your thought there, Scott, to help you out, it's when you imprint the emotions, it actually has the opposite of what you're trying to go for. Instead, they allow the animal who's suffering to continue living on.
Right,
because they're so emotionally attached to the animal that they're not ready to let go of that creature.
Yes.
Which, again, we totally understand. But at the same time, again, you're playing God in your mind, as you mentioned, Brian, is that, you know, are you doing this because you're doing it for the sake of the animal? Or are you doing this because of the sake of your own mind and heart that you have attached to this animal?
Right. And I think all those variables are in there. I think they're all in there. I think we just have to, again, and where I'm coming from, Brian, is when I get a client, we've had this happen before, that the client took the trap off the roof, which you do not, that is a federal offense. Do not touch traps. If there's a trap around, don't touch it. That is a federal offense. That is a law. She took it with the animal in there, down inside the garage, had a funnel and was pouring water through the funnel in on the raccoon because
waterboarding it.
I think so. I'm not sure, but dude, she ripped us up one side and down the other. That we were abusive, we were cruel.
Have you guys seen what a raccoon lives through?
Yeah, I know. No kidding. Little waterboarding ain't nothing.
Compare that mountain lion fight she had last night. That ain't
right. No, seriously, man. We don't understand nature. We don't understand wildlife. Respect it. Respect it. Don't put your human fleshly emotions. I'm not talking about you and your puck. I'm talking about in general.
No, you go ahead, because we're cut different. I'm led by passion and emotion.
No, agreed. And
I mean that's where I live. That's my. But which is
science,
what he says now. If
but
I
my
leave
science don't give two shits about your emotion.
I know it don't.
My science, my data doesn't care about your emotion. I get it. I respect it. I'm not knocking it, but. You do you, I'm going to do me, and my facts and data, and I'm not saying between you and I'm not saying she's not feeling pain. I don't know that. But what I do know is you've made a call on her quality of life. The facts are her quality of life. Everything you just explained to me that you're taking as a feeling with her leg, with her moving, with her panting, is, in your mind, feelings that cannot be justified, proved, or anything else because of wildlife. But your version of quality of life is no longer there. And so your call on what you're about to do, my hat's off to you, man. Oprah is an unbelievable dog. I'm sure you have memories to the nth degree, but you are making a call on her quality of life and what you have to do, and I respect that to the nth degree.
Well, it's however you fall on it. Bottom line, pet owner, it's one of the toughest things that you have to do with, because I get my emotions worked into it, and I feel what the dog is feeling, and we have the same energy, and I can put it out there, and I can feel what's coming off of that dog, and that's and I'm staying to that.
And
that's right, exactly.
Hey, you bet.
No,
you bet. Listen, you can feel all that. All I care about is you do see her quality of life is gone, and you're doing the right thing. So again, I support you and back you 110%.
No, and I'm with that. I just don't want my wife ever looking at me going, geez, he's limping. I think his quality of life.
Well, I'll tell you, as a critter getter, my wife's tried to put me down several times, and she knows how.
She knows how.
I didn't realize she'd been watching this whole time. Jackie, I love you.
Kyla, you're my girl.
Right.
All right, we'll just make that clear. All right.
We need to keep Kyla and Jackie separated.
That's it.
We don't
Hey.
trade secrets.
Well, thanks for checking out a all over the place episode of the Mike in the Mountain.
That's what we do.
Yes, we do. We do this twice a week. Be sure to check out CiscoMWE.com for everything for your home defense. As we talked about, things to do like checking your attic once a year, checking your surroundings every week, all those things.
Yes.
You can find tips and all sorts of helpful things at CiscoMWE.com. But for the Mike in the Mountain, I'm Brian Gary.
Scott Cisco.
Thanks for tuning in, man.
Hey,
we
I love
appreciate
you,
you. Right back at you, brother.
Come on, man. This is what it's all about. Coming
Yes, it
together
is.
in the end, man.
Amen.
It's all good. That's
what we always try to push, man, is to educate, understand, and respect.
right.
And that comes of all facets of science,
It happened right
emotions,
here.
all of it.
It happened right here.
No doubt.
Happened right here.
Just don't eat your veggies.
Yes.